Welcome home, Mr. Crumplebottom. How was your day?
The usual. My appointment with Land Grab Industries didn't go so well. Disappointing, but not surprising. They're adamant about filling up the empty space in the commercial district with apartment buildings for some reason. Why still call it a commercial district then? As if Windenburg didn't have enough places to live in the old town and the countryside. Stubborn bunch.
I take it there won't be a new branch of the bank then?
You misunderstand. I wasn't asking for their permission, just trying to negotiate a compromise that both sides can live with, but they won't accept it. We will have our bank there, with or without the land grab's help, and since they have no legal claim to the lot, there's nothing they can do about it.
If you knew only half as much about the land grabs as you know about building more banks, you'd see the error in that thought.
Look who's talking. Does that mean my daughter is finally taking an interest in the family business?
No, it means your daughter is merely trying to warn you. You like to play dirty, but so do the land grabs. They have a history of making people who don't agree with them disappear.
Those are just rumors. You shouldn't believe everything you hear. But if a peaceful solution in this matter would help you sleep better at night, feel free to help me out.
What did you have in mind?
I hear Mr. Landgrab's son Jeffrey is your age, and he's single too. Maybe you can turn on your charm to sway him towards our side.
That's disgusting. I'm not your prostitute.
Consider it a business that everyone involved will benefit from, not just my bank. Jeffrey Landgrab isn't exactly a ladies' man. There's no way he'll turn you down, and you don't want to end up as an old maid, do you? Maybe it's time to stop playing chess against yourself and start preparing to become a wife instead. You're turning 28 next week. How much longer do you want to wait?
I'm your only child, Father. If you want me to take over the family business someday, you better start treating me with respect.
Oh, I gave up on that idea the day you opened a flower shop. If you're so hell-bent on selling yourself short, that's your problem. But please, do me a favor and at least try to keep up the facade of a somewhat normal life for as long as you're living under my roof. I don't need the rest of our family looking down on me any more than they already do for failing to produce a willing heir to Crumplebottom Bank.
You were wrong, Father. I am a willing heir indeed, just not to the bank itself, but the treasures it holds. How foolish to believe that the golden sugar skull that's supposed to be a symbol of our town's crime rate would be safe in there. Barani. Ah yes, I remember Mayor von Hinton saying something about you being in charge of security now. Must be hardware or software security then, because as a bouncer you'd be pretty laughable. This used to be my father's office until he died and Jeffrey Landgrab moved in. Probably not a coincidence. By the time the great Sebastian Crumplebottom passed away, he was so old that he could have dropped dead any moment without anyone ever questioning it, and most people believe that's exactly what happened. But I'm convinced that the Landgrabs had something to do with it, even though they clearly took their sweet time with him.
Mum, what's up?
Just checking if you're already in bed.
How did you expect me to answer if I was?
Not at all, but since you did, it proves you're being naughty again. That's my girl.
I'm kind of in the middle of something here.
Using my computer, I assume? Well, as long as you're not making online donations to charities, that's fine by me.
You're never going to let me forget that, are you? For the umpteenth time, I was under a spell. Your spell, to be precise.
I only wanted you to be a good kid and do the dishes.
Well, that good kid part kind of backfired. I'd never donate to charity of my own free will. What do you think of me?
Only the worst.
So I'd like to hope.
Anyway, I need you to be a good kid once again. If you could take Bitch for her evening walk, that would be great.
That's why you're calling?
I would have taken her myself, but I forgot. It's not easy being a working criminal and a mother at the same time, you know. But I obviously can't do it now.
Fine, a little dog walking shouldn't be too hard to squeeze into my schedule.
Bloody hell, whatever you're doing seems to be really important.
You're not the only one in this family leading a double life. Good luck with your heist, bye.
Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Tiamo. Mum wants you to walk the dog.
But I'm busy leading my double life.
Welcome to the club. I'm back now. What was that again about your mother singing at church?
Hello? Is someone there?
No. You're alone. Keep working.
Oh shit, you must be that famous criminal who was on the news yesterday, Mischief.
And you must be that famous garden gnome who shouldn't be here. Little Greenie. If that's all the security I'll have to face today, this is going to be easier than I thought. A pity, really. But magic makes everything easier, and where would I be today without it? Let's open up a new bank in the commercial district, he said. It's going to be fun, he said. But for whom, I wonder? For such a ruthless businessman, how could you be so incredibly stupid, father? And where am I anyway? Not that it matters. The farther away from Windenburg, the better. The real question is, what is he going to do now? If he's willing to risk his own life by ignoring the land grab's threats, fine by me, but I'm not going down with him. If only there was somewhere else I could go. Okay, now I'm going crazy. What is this? Wow. What the hell?
You're not in hell, honey, don't worry.
Who are you?
My name is Lorenzo. You?
I are Crumplebottom.
Really? The famous banker who is stabbing everyone and their mother in the back for the next best business deal? Now it makes sense why you're afraid of hell, but I would never have dreamed to meet you of all people in this place. Or are you planning on building a bank here too?
I see my family's reputation precedes me, but no, that's my father, and I'm nothing like him. Anyway, speaking of dreams.
You're awake. Also, yes, the realm of magic. Yes, it does, thank you.
What?
I just answered the questions you were going to ask, the same ones we hear from every single new soul that comes stumbling through this portal. Is this real? What is this place? Are you saying that magic actually exists? Oh Lorenzo, you're the handsomest man I've ever seen.
Alright then, thank you for answering my questions.
Where are you going?
So you're the one asking questions now. In that case, none of your business. Yes, I'm single, but no, I'm not interested.
Touché. But are you sure you want to explore this place all by yourself? I should warn you of the dangers here. The realm of magic consists of several little islands floating over a bottomless abyss. If you fall in there, you won't just hit the ground and die. You'll keep falling forever.
At least my father will never find me then.
It's not worth it. Trust me.
Well, I don't trust you, but I do want to learn more about this realm.
I'll tell you all you need to know, but let's go somewhere more private. No ulterior motives, I promise. Hop on.
On the broom?
In case you haven't figured it out yet, I'm a witch. Everyone here is. No better way of crossing the bottomless abyss than on a flying broom. Come on.
I must be out of my mind. I was out in the woods collecting flowers for my shop, but with how mad I was at my father, I couldn't properly concentrate, and so I got lost. The irony of the situation is that my father always accuses me of not caring about our family, because I have no intention of following in his footsteps or giving him grandchildren anytime soon. But he himself doesn't care about his family either, or else he wouldn't put us all at risk by provoking some of the most dangerous people he knows. What if the land grabs retaliate against me to get back at him?
Well, if that happens, at least you won't be completely defenseless.
What do you mean?
You're here now. And people usually come through the portal for a reason. Maybe you're meant to be magical yourself.
I thought you had to be born a witch.
Yeah, I was born with magic in my blood, but that's only one of 3 known ways of becoming a witch. The very first witches in human history became what they were by dedicating their entire lives to the study of the unseen forces that constitute our world. In fact, it is believed that any Greek, Norse, Roman, Egyptian and other deities you know from mythology were actually witches, worshipped by their contemporaries for their powers, and most ancient magic families living today are said to be their descendants.
That's great and all, but I don't have a lifetime to study the rules of magic if the land grabs are coming for me tomorrow.
I know, that's where the third method comes into play. You ask a very powerful witch to turn you into one via magic ritual.
Really? It's that simple?
Not quite. But if you're interested, I'll take you to the Ageless Sage. He's been ruling over the realm of magic for centuries and can tell you everything about it, including what you have to do to become a witch yourself.
How do I know this isn't a trick?
Just look around. If you think I build a floating chain of islands just to impress a woman, you're overestimating either my power or your attractiveness. No offense.
I'm glad to hear it. Let's go see the Ageless Sage then. Phoenix, Bailey, Frost, DeBerg, Popescu, Croft. Lo and behold, the treasures of all the richest families far and wide, assembled in one place. If I wanted, I could make each and every one of them poor. And maybe I will eventually, but not today. Property of Windenburg. This must be where the mayor keeps the golden sugar skull. Let's see if this bank has learned anything about security since the last time I came here, or if they're just paying the Rani to look pretty.
Pretty sure Mum didn't call Wilbica to tell her that she wants me to take you for a walk. But my sister has been acting strangely dismissive lately, and not in a way our mother would approve of. What is she hiding from us, bitch?
I think she has a secret boyfriend that she's video chatting with.
Silly me. Why do I even ask you? It's not like you would know anything about that.
Of course I do. If you walk in on Wilbica doing her thing with that guy, she stops and pretends to be playing a video game. If I come in, she doesn't care. That's the advantage of being a dog. You can spy on everyone without them getting suspicious. And a disadvantage at the same time, because I sometimes learn things this way that I never wanted to know.
No offense, bitch, but I'd rather be partying at the catacombs right now than babysit you just because Wilbica has other things on her mind.
And I'd rather walk myself back home than play wing dog on your nightly hunt for blood and other unspeakable things, so please, don't let me stop you.
But I guess that will have to wait until tomorrow night.
If only my creator had thought to equip me with a human voice, or some other means of intelligible communication. What's the point of being a sapient dog if you still have to live like a normal dog, but with the ability to contemplate the pointlessness of your entire existence?
Bitch. Is anything wrong?
Master is calling. Must obey.
Bitch.
Hey, I would prefer you using doors instead of just batting in everywhere.
I thought you weren't so keen on looking after bitch tonight.
And I'm not. Or do you see her anywhere in this room?
You didn't summon her.
No.
But she suddenly vanished into thin air while we were outside, much like when a witch calls for the pet familiar.
Well, there's another witch in this family who could have done that. Perhaps Mum is in trouble.
Shouldn't we do something then? You're headed for the crypt. How is grandfather supposed to help?
I'm not asking him. That fucking old fart can rot in hell for all eternity.
Wait, you're not allowed to use the wishing well. Mum specifically forbade it.
Mum's not here, and that's precisely the problem, isn't it? I hate it when he makes that face.
What does it mean?
That anything can happen. It's not necessarily a good sign, but not a bad one either, so, maybe we're just worrying too much.
Knowing our mother, she would probably be very disappointed if nothing happened at all. When I asked why she didn't steal the skull while it was on show at City Hall, she said it would have been too easy.
Always on the hunt for excitement. Yeah, I suppose we really shouldn't make mountains out of molehills. If she gets into trouble, she'll get out of it too. That's what she does, even if she needs bitch for it.
There we go. How cute. Not that it's going to save you, little Scully. For easier transportation, I'll have to make you a little smaller though. Damn it. I disabled the alarm. Barani must have turned back into a human and set it off.
Freeze.
I know this voice. He's the cop who called yesterday to warn me about, well, me. Doesn't look like a rookie after all.
Mischief, isn't it?
And you are?
A cop that knows you're a witch. But don't even think about using your magic on me. I can shoot faster than you can reach for your wand.
You think I need my wand to deal with a laughing stock like you? Bitch.
What did you just call me?
Not you.
Don't congratulate yourself yet, Mischief. You may have gotten away today, but the next time we meet, I'm going to put you behind bars.
Just remember to be respectful. The Ageless Sage is very interested in keeping the magic community growing and therefore unlikely to refuse your request, but you must never forget that he's
arguably the most powerful witch currently in existence. Yeah, you've already told me that 27 times. I counted.
And not once did I say arguably.
You still made your point. So, shall we go in now, or would you like to waste another half hour telling me about his eating habits so I don't accidentally insult him by assuming he's a vegetarian?
What makes you think he's a vegetarian?
Because otherwise he would surely have eaten you alive by now.
Who is coming to visit me?
No one actually. I'm here to talk to your father, if you don't mind.
Aya. This is the Ageless Sage.
What? You have to be shitting me. This may be a sageless age, but not an ageless sage.
What did I tell you about being respectful?
You didn't tell me he looked like this.
Well, what exactly were you expecting?
I don't know. An old man with a long beard in white robes perhaps, but not a fucking baby.
Don't let my outer appearance deceive you. I'm hundreds of years old, a powerful witch, and wiser than you will ever be.
Prove it. Turn me into a witch and I'll believe you.
That's not how this works.
Oh, shut it.
I shall do as you request, not to make you believe me, but to strengthen the magic community. There is only one rule that matters, but a very important one. The realm of magic is breaking apart, literally, and our community is working hard to stop this unfortunate event. Every witch must make a contribution to that goal when the time comes, and at some point in the future, it will be your turn.
In other words, you grant me magic powers that I can use in whichever way I see fit, but sooner or later I'll have to give you something in return?
If that's how you wish to put it, yes. Do you agree to these terms?
Sounds fair to me. Do your thing, baby.
How are you feeling? Any different?
Powerful, if that counts. I was actually thinking of a sapient coffee machine that knows when to serve me coffee, but close enough.
Definitely not bad for your first spell, but you may want to set lower expectations for now.
Your power will grow as you use it more, and you'll learn to control it. It is advised that you come to the realm of magic often to take lessons from more experienced witches, and benefit from their wisdom.
Okay, bye.
Please excuse her behavior. She may not know what she's getting herself into yet, or think that it's all just a dream.
She will learn. Just keep an eye on her for now. Whoops. We don't want her using her magic for any shenanigans before she's ready to deal with the consequences of her, whoops, actions.
At the moment she seems more focused on getting out of trouble than causing any. I'll make sure it stays that way. Aya will be a good witch.
Hi Mum. Have you been a bad witch today?
Not as bad as I'd hoped, but most importantly, I got what I wanted.
You turned it into a necklace. Pretty.
Makes it easier to wear as a trophy as well. But before I forget.
Bitch. Was there any particular reason you summoned her to you earlier?
I didn't. She showed up as I was leaving the bank, just in time to put a pesky cop in his place. Good bitch.
But who called her away from here then?
You're the only one who saw that, Tiamo. Are you sure the poor fucker whose blood you consumed before going out wasn't drunk?
Even if he was, vampires don't get drunk. Not on alcohol anyway.
Whatever. At least everybody's home now. Good night.
I think I'll call it a day too. What are you still up to?
It seems that I've made a new enemy, so it's time to plan my next move.